it out. People can speed you up if they want. 3.
And hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Darrick Bourgeois. I'm a realtor here in the Nashville area for Remax Homes and Estates Lipman Group. But more than that, I'm a father to a precocious 9-year-old, also a 9-month-old. I'm a husband to a beautiful woman, and I am an active real estate investor here in the Nashville area. And we've recently relocated from the West Coast, Washington specifically, to the Nashville area. And I'm excited to talk a little bit about why we chose the Nashville area, and maybe why you should also choose the Nashville area. All right, let's get into it. One of the main reasons, obviously, we moved from Washington. So you can probably guess my first reason. It was the weather. And it's not that the weather's terrible in Washington, except that it's terrible in Washington. It's gray 9 months out of the year, and that takes a toll. I was there for 38 years. And that just eventually wears on you. And here in Nashville, they have 4 seasons. They have beautiful falls, which is amazing, and it smells amazing. The summers here are temperate. It's not too hot. It does get humid. I won't try to lie there, but it's not terrible. It's a very temperate summer. Springs are gorgeous, and they get a winter. It's not, you get 1 day of snow, just like we did in Washington, which was nice, but you don't get the gray weather. It's sunny, which is awesome. It's also another thing that was shocking to me when we moved here was how actual green it was. And I was a little bit worried moving from Washington that this wouldn't be as green or as gorgeous or as mountainous as I had thought. And it's gorgeous out here. It's very green. It's green a lot of the year round. I mean, yes, there's fall, which is great. But there's still a lot of evergreen trees that are here. So it's greener than I thought, which is great. The next thing that we really loved about the South, we did move here for family. There is some family that's close. We were having another baby, which you can almost see in that picture right there, sweet little Eleanor. And so we were getting close to family, but also the family atmosphere in the South. There is a such thing as Southern hospitality. I was not prepared. I had heard of it. I was not prepared for the level of Southern hospitality that exists here in the Nashville area, and specifically in Wilson County. So we're in Lebanon, which is in Wilson County, which is just east of Nashville. The amount of people we've met, neighbors who brought us food when they didn't even know who we were after we had Eleanor, people that I met at Home Depot when we were flipping our first house here. Like, I would meet 2 or 3 people almost daily just chatting me up in the checkout line or in the paint aisle at Home Depot. So the friendliness, the Southern hospitality are just amazing here. And obviously we have family that's here, but when you come here and you're in the South, you're family. The next reason we liked this area, Lebanon specifically, or Wilson County specifically, was the small town feel of the towns that we had visited around Lebanon and Mt Juliet. They have this small town feel. There's a town square, and there's lots of shops and small businesses in this town square, and they light the Christmas tree. But you're only 30 minutes away from downtown Nashville, so you kind of get these, this small town feel while still being close to a big city, which we don't really get in Washington or even on the West Coast. Small town feel, you're hours outside of a big city. But here, it's great because you could have that farmhouse in the country, with some land, but only being 30 minutes away to Nashville. So it's this small town feel close to a city, and we love that. Another part of that small town feel is the amenities that are here, the parks and the community centers and the pools. The options abound here for things to do with families. So it's great to have trails, and it's great to have pools and lakes. There's so many lakes here. It's great to really get out and do things with your family while you're here. It's just a great place to raise a family, and we're really excited about that as well. The fourth thing, and one of the big ones for a lot of people probably looking to relocate, is the cost of living. The cost of living is dramatically cheaper here. I mean, everything from gas to food prices to eating out, rent. So Becky, Joe, and I pay rent in a 2-bedroom apartment what we used to pay for a 1-bedroom apartment back in 2008 in Seattle. So the 2008 rental prices are here in Lebanon, but we're still getting a 2-bedroom apartment for that. So the rental prices are less here, which is nice. You can live for a lot less. And the big reason why we really love this area, and we think everybody should love this area, is the real estate market's amazing here. So I like to think a lot. I mean, first off, ask a local and they'll tell you things are crazy. But coming from the West Coast, coming from Seattle, I understand where this town is going, and I can see it evolving just like we saw in Seattle, in the Northwest area, where big businesses are moving in. I mean, you know, in Seattle, we had Amazon getting started in the early 2000s. We had Boeing already, we had Weyerhaeuser, and then we had this tech sector that started moving in. That's what we're starting to see here now. I'm gonna go through some numbers. Chewy, the company that does dog treats and animal stuff online, is moving to Wilson County, 1,200 jobs. Amazon is bringing 1,000 jobs. They have a distribution facility that's moving into Wilson County. REI, if you're from Washington, you know that brand. They're moving a distribution facility here, and they're bringing in 250 jobs from there. Thermo Fisher is moving their headquarters here. That's 1,400 jobs. And I don't know how to say this. This is an Australian company. They do electric vehicle charging stations. Tritium. And they do electric charging. They're moving their whole U.S. manufacturing here, specifically, not just Wilson County, specifically Lebanon, the town that we are in, which is another 1,400 jobs. So the job market here is very strong, which is really going to support this real estate market for a very long time. Regardless of what's happening in Nashville, remember that real estate is very local. And when you have a strong job market, people need to be working those jobs, and they like to live around that area. So that job growth will support a strong real estate market for a long, long time. Also, the amount of people that move here. The Census Bureau showed as of last year, there was 101 people moving, and it increased all the way up to 109 people moving to Tennessee a day. 109 people a day moving into Tennessee. Now, that's not just Nashville area, that's the whole entire state, but the good majority of them moving into these big metropolitan areas, Nashville getting the biggest amount of these people. You can still find new builds here, real estate wise, from anywhere from 300,000, all the way up to the millions, low 1 million, 1.2, 1.5 million for new builds. So we have this wide range of properties to pick from that are brand new, right? So that's also supporting all these people that are moving in. And that's also kind of helping to keep a little bit of the housing market at bay right now, because there's so much building going on, which is good to see in a real estate market, because you want that supply to kind of keep up with this job market and the people that are moving here. And we see that happening. So that's really healthy. And then also, I know there's a lot of rehab and rental property, investment property options here in Lebanon. Obviously, since I know what markets looked like back in 2000 when I was running my real estate and company in Seattle, I understand what that market looked like. And we see a lot of the same similarities here. Whether you want to get into rentals, whether you want to get to rehab and flips, now is that time in this neighborhood, in this county. And I would love to, if you have any questions or want to talk real estate or want to talk investing or want to talk relocating, I would love to chat with you about it. I understand that it's in a tough situation. Relocating is not an easy situation. It's emotional. There's a lot going on. And it's nice to have somebody who's here, who has your back when it comes to real estate. So when you can get here, we can go find homes, or I can look before you get here, but somebody who's kind of in your court, who understands what you're going through. I'd love to be that person. If you want to reach out, my phone number is in the description. Go ahead and shoot me a text message, shoot me a phone call. I'd love to help you out if you're relocating or if you're looking for investment properties in the area. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Later.